Well, hi folks, it's Evo here from Thundermist Lure Company, and welcome to today's segment of Thundermist Fishing Tips. And on today's show, it's actually part 2 of understanding fishing line. And today, on today's segment, we're going to talk solely about fluorocarbon line. Advantages of fluorocarbon, disadvantages of fluorocarbon, and also when to use fluorocarbon line. So let's start off with the disadvantages of fluorocarbon line, because quite frankly folks, there's not very many disadvantages to fluorocarbon. If I have to pick some advantages, I'm going to say that it's more expensive than, say, monofilament. So fluorocarbon line can be expensive, and maybe not every store doesn't carry it, but other than that, there aren't any other real disadvantages to fluorocarbon line. Except for, I guess, like monofilament. If you have 40-pound or 50-pound test fluorocarbon, you can't really put it on a spinning reel. It's not really designed for that. It comes off too thick and coily, just as monofilament would. So I guess that's another disadvantage to fluorocarbon. You don't want to use heavy fluorocarbon line on a small spool or on a spinning reel. So let's get into the advantages though, because fluorocarbon line has got so many advantages over say, monofilament. For starters, one of the biggest advantages to fluorocarbon line is that it's virtually invisible to fish. They really can't see fluorocarbon line, so that gives you a huge advantage, especially for any of those fish that are a little bit leery about hitting. Fluorocarbon line really gets the nod because the fish can't see it. The second thing is, fluorocarbon line is highly abrasion resistant, so you could work it in the rocks and such, and yeah, sure, it's going to nick on you, but not as easily as monofilament. It's more resistant to nicks and abrasions, so that means it's going to stay stronger for you in the longer term. And the other thing is, unlike mono, some of the advantages are it does not absorb water and it does not absorb light, so it's got a longer shelf life and it won't weaken over time. It also has great knot strength as compared, let's say, to monofilament, and you could use it day in and day out with a lot of confidence. As far as when to use or under what circumstances should you use fluorocarbon line, well, actually, you could use fluorocarbon line under any circumstances. Even where you need a little bit of stretch, it does stretch a little, fluorocarbon, so you can use it on crankbaits and topwater baits, but you can also use it under any other application. So it's a general all-purpose use line, and because it's a little less stretch than monofilament, it also is a little bit more sensitive, so you could feel a little bit more on the bite. So that's it for your fluorocarbon line. It's one of my favorites. I like using fluorocarbon line, and the fact that it is more expensive, but on the other hand, you know, a spool of line will last you a season with no problem. So get ready folks for segment number 3. We're going to talk about braided line, but until next time, as always, good luck.